Hey everyone, welcome back to POA for You. My name is Leroy, and today I'm going to give you the next installment of the O Levels 2019 Paper 2 Question 1. In the last video, I told you that there were three important steps to approach this question, and I've done two of that. Two steps, step 1 and step 2, and I'm going to do step 3 today, including if we have time, then I'll proceed to the outputs of the question, which is the statement of financial position and the statement of financial performance. Alright, so let's get right into it. But before I do that, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, do that and turn on the notification bell so that when I upload new content, you're going to get a notification. And if you have any questions that you want me to try, or any questions you have, just feel free to reach out to me. My email is always on the top left hand corner of this sheets that I work with, or reach out to me in this channel. So let's get right into it. Now, step A was step 1, right? Just a quick recap. Step 1, in this trial balance, just to allocate whether it relates to a statement of financial position item or statement of financial performance, right? So I've done that. B indicates statement of financial position because that's part B of the question. And A would refer to statement of financial performance because that's part A of the question. Now, step 2 are journal entries relating to additional information, and I've all listed down that, and just watch my video on part 1 of this installment, and you would see the step by step and how I come to this conclusion. Now, the next thing is I'm going to take these journal entries and I'm going to see how it impacts the trial balance, and if there are balances that needs to be updated, I'm going to do that, or if there are new accounts that are not in the trial balance that I need to take note of, I'm going to highlight that. So let's watch how I do this. Okay, debit wages and salaries. So wages and salaries, let's find this, it's here. Now, wages and salaries is expense debit in nature. So if I debit it, then I'm going to increase this amount. So it's 23,000 plus 1250, right? So this is the final amount. This is a superseded amount. Now, wages and salaries payable is not in this trial balance. So I'm going to highlight this as a new item, and I'm going to mark this as B because it's a statement of financial position item. It's a liability. Prepaid rent is a asset, and I'm going to put this as a new item because it's not in the original trial balance. And when I do part B, I'm going to make sure I include that in. But rent is, you're going to credit rent 4,800. Rent is here 14,400. And I'm going to less 4,800 because rent is an expense debit in nature. So when I credit it, then the balance will go down, right? So that's done. Depreciation expense is a new item. It's not an item in the original trial balance. So I'm going to put an A here because expenses belong to the statement of financial performance. So that's part A of the output of the question that I have to answer later. Accumulated depreciation, credit 7936. So I'm going to go back to accumulated depreciation here. Now 22320, I'm going to plus 7936 because this accumulated depreciation is credit in nature. So when you credit this, then you have, you would then add to the balance here. So this is your new accumulated depreciation balance. Next, trade receivables, debit 2,000. Trade receivables, debit 2,000. And trade receivables, is it a debit or credit natured item? It's an asset. An asset are debit in nature. So if you debit 2,000, that means you are adding to this 2,000. And credit sales revenues. Sales revenues, where do we see you? Sales revenues, so 147,215. And sales revenues is debit or credit? It's credit in nature, right? So if you are crediting sales revenues, then you are adding to this balance $2,000 here, right? So that's your new balance. So that's done. Now, impairment loss on trade receivables, that's a new account because we do have allowance for impairment of trade receivables, but this impairment loss is a statement of financial performance account, and I'm going to mark it as new. Allowance for impairment of trade receivables, it's credit 205, and this is the account here. This is a credit nature account, so I'm going to plus 205. right? Because I credit it. So the balance is 545. That's the final amount, which is also what additional information wants you to have as the ending balance that is considered uncollectible. Now, commission income receivables, that's an asset and that's a new item. So I'm going to put it as B. Statement of financial performance, a position item, and commission income credit 250. Commission income is a credit in nature item. So it's going to credit 250. It's going to add to this thing 250. Okay. Then the next one, debit drawings, 1,500. Drawings is debit in nature. So I'm going to add 7550 plus 1500 here, and credit motor vehicle expense. Expenses are debit in nature. If I credit this, that means I'm going to deduct 1,500 from the original balance. Okay, so that's done. Office equipment is a new item because it's not in the trial balance. It's a balance sheet item, so I'm going to mark it as new and put B. And other payables is also a new item, so I'm going to put B here. So that's it for step 3. I have, for all the items in the journal entries, I have updated the balances in here that are impacted by these journal entries, and I've also highlighted the ones that are new. Okay. So having done this, I will go and do the first part of the question, prepare the income statement for the year, which is the statement of financial performance. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to move this standard template in here, and I'm going to start with, this is a trading business. So look at your format for trading business. Look at your format for trading business. Let me move this again. Okay. So it always starts with a sales revenue, and your sales revenue is not 147215. You have a new number here, so 149215. And then because I have done, I'm going to mark this as done. Alright, I'm going to mark it as green. Okay, so this is the item that I move across, and every time I move across something, I'm going to tick it off. Okay, so that I know I don't have to worry about it anymore. Less sales returns. Okay, and sales returns, you have a number here 1280, and I'm going to mark it off as well. And then this is the final amount that is called net sales revenues. Okay, then you have less cost of sales, which is 99720. There's no new balance here, so it's just 99720. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to say this is this net sales revenue less cost of sales. What is this called? This is called gross profits. Okay, so it's the direct profits from just buying and selling your products or trading your products. Okay, then you would have to add other income, which in this case you have other income here, discount received. Okay, discount received, oops, spelled wrongly. And then how much is this? 450. There's no new balance here. I'm going to take this off. And then I got another commission income also. So I'm going to take commission income. And how much is that? Not 5470. I got a new balance here. So it's going to be 5720. Oh, up to this point, I forgot to do something. For all those new items, right, I have to put in the workings, right? So sales revenues, I'm going to drop this here. Okay, because your examiners would like that. And then your commission income as well. So I'm going to drop this here. Examiners would want you to put the workings here. So that's what we're going to do. Then I'm going to sum this up. That's your total other income. Then I'm going to less expenses. Okay, So I'm going to take all the A's here. These are the rest of the A's that are outstanding, right? So I'm going to copy them down here. Rent, motor vehicle. Okay, and do one by one, right? Rent, how much is it? 9600 is the new number. So I'm going to mark this out. The next one is motor vehicle expense. And how much is that? 2110. And I'm going to mark this out. The next one is wages and salaries. How much is this? 24,250. So I'm going to mark this as done. The next one is general expenses. I'm going to, this is the original amount, there's no new number, so 3100. And then I'm hoping that you can see how systematic this is becoming, because the step 1 to 3 is helping us do this in a more fluid way, right? And as long as you kind of repeat this with discipline, you will get the steps here. So all these are done. Now you then got to go down to see whether there are any part A items. So there are some part A items and I'm going to transfer it here. So first is depreciation expense, motor vehicle. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to depreciation expense, motor vehicle. The amount is 7936, right? And then I'm going to have impairment loss on trade receivables. I'm going to do 205 here, and I'm going to mark this as done. Any other things? That's A? Nothing, that's A, yeah? So now that we have moved all the A's from the trial balance and the journal entries up to this statement of financial performance, let's just calculate what the total expenses are here. Oops. And then we calculate the profit and loss, which is the gross profit plus other income less total expenses. So this is your profits. It's a positive, so it's profits. If it's a negative, that means it's a loss, of course. I may need to add a bit of workings here. Actually, I keep forgetting this, but you guys please remember this, okay? Because you need to show the examiners your workings, and this actually 14,400 times 6 divided by 18. All right, 18 months. That's sorry. Times less 6 divided by 14,400 times 6 divided by 18. Should be like that. Okay, because that's the workings on how we got this rent amount. And if you are still unsure, you can refer to the previous video and I'll show that to you. I've showed that to you. Motor vehicle, I got to put this workings here, so make sure you guys do this as well. I'm doing it on this computer, so sometimes it's a bit quicker for me to do this. And okay, so that's it. I think that's about it. But if there's any workings that omitted, please add them because those are important as well. Now, if you found that this video has been useful for you, give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to this video or subscribe to this channel. Turn on the notification bell, and if there's any new videos, you'll be alerted of it. Share this with a friend if your friend needs help, and if you find that this could be useful to a friend. Other than that, if you have any questions, you know where to reach me. Okay, I'm gonna do the next installment of this video addressing the statement of financial position, so make sure you watch that too. All right, take care for now.